This case has been a case of devastating consequences and of tragedy upon tragedy upon tragedy. It must first be noted, among other tragedies, that Mr. Koenig, having committed his crime shortly after the age of 18, will be sentenced to life without parole for what may have been an immature and impulsive series of decisions on a few different nights. It is a tragedy that his parents have endured the pain and heartache of all of these proceedings and of Mr. Koenig's actions, and the pain of knowing what happens next with this sentence. It is tragic, the pain that the victims have endured, even those whose only physical injury was to their property or their automobile. And it is unspeakable. The depth and gravity of sadness, anger, and tragedy felt by Alexa Bartell's family, friends, and community. There really is very little, really no positive that comes out of this series of events and tragedies. As Chelsea Bartell and Miss Griggs had previously stated as well, the world needed more people like Alexa Bartell, not fewer. Many of us had no opportunity to meet Alexa Bartell in person. And this case has been highly publicized statewide, nationally, maybe even beyond. I know this offers no consolation. One thing that can be stated is that the community, state, the nation, and maybe others got to hear about how Alexa Bartell lived her life, loved her community, stood for her family, and even blessed those who cursed her and prayed for those who mistreated her. Maybe we're all a little better for having known her, even a little bit. Even it's been because of this tremendously difficult court case. The court is hopeful Mr. Koenig can find some meaning at his time at the Department of Corrections, and that his family can heal moving forward. And the court again expresses its deepest condolences to the family and friends of Alexa Bartell and wishes them peace and healing in the times to come. The court's obligation in sentencing is to look at the multiple factors as described in the statute, but largely mitigating and aggravating factors, as the attorneys have referenced. It is true that there are mitigating factors present before the court. Mr. Koenig is 18 years old. It was 18 years old at the time, excuse me. He had a lack of any significant criminal history or any adult history. He is a high school senior at the time of these events and had lived at home with his parents. And the court must give him credit for this. The court believes his remorse stated here today. I believe that to be genuine. There are, of course, many aggravating factors, and they, again, do begin and end with victim impact. The events of April 19th, 2023, and April 20th were so impactful, so dangerous, so consequential, and showed such a disregard for human life. The court can only understand a fraction of the impact that's ultimately felt by the family of Alexa Bartell in particular. Being asked a question of why from your children, why did this happen, and you don't have an answer. I've been trying lots of cases for a while now, and trying this case and handling this case for a couple years. All the court can say is, I don't have an answer either. There is seemingly no answer to these actions on this date. And the victim impact can only be understood. I don't have any words. There's nothing the court can say that will reflect that or show that or reflect how appreciated it is in terms of how the court views it. But all the court can do is reflect back on some of the words it's heard today and in sentencing, that because the most powerful words are those of the victim and her community, that there is no form of justice that will bring Alexa Bartell back. That Alexa chose to believe in the goodness of others. The court hearing the deep, devastating anger within the family, which is entirely understandable. The fact that the first paramedic had to medically retire, as the court learned today, as a result of happening upon this scene that was so devastating. The guilt felt as if happiness were a betrayal of Miss Alexa Bartell. And just the thought of what every single one of those individuals went through, learning what they learned that night, whether getting a phone call, being stopped at the scene, or having to view it personally. The arguments regarding other co-defendants are entirely fair. And the court would note there is, as it noted before, something more vicious, deliberate, intentional in the throwing of the rock that killed Alexa Bartell than even in the other events. The evidence supports that it's highly unlikely that Mr. Karolczyk threw that rock. Part of what must be considered, the court agrees, is what makes sense in comparison to the co-defendants. Mr. Kwok was sentenced to 32 years and Mr. Karolczyk to 45 years. Obviously, Mr. Koenig must be and will be sentenced to life without parole. One thought is, otherwise, what is the level of sentence for Mr. Koenig's level of responsibility compared with the other two? Court must take into account the speed, the driving by Mr. Koenig, and ultimately, the court concludes that the jury believed Mr. Koenig has a higher level of responsibility than the other two, including likely that the jury believes that he threw the fatal rock killing Ms. Bartell. That's based on the verdicts that the jury has reached. And I think that needs to be reflected in the added sentence as well. In the court's view, therefore, Mr. Koenig's enumerated sentence, in addition to life without parole, should be comparable to, but greater than, that of Mr. Karolczyk and Mr. Kwok. For count one, Mr. Koenig will be sentenced to life without parole. This is a Class 1 felony. For counts 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, these are Class 2 felonies. Court will sentence Mr. Koenig to 10 years in the Department of Corrections for each. Each count will be served consecutively to the first count and to each other. For count 14, this is a Class 3 felony. Mr. Koenig will be sentenced to 10 years in the Department of Corrections. This count will be consecutive to counts 1 and counts 2 through 6. For counts 16 and 17, these are Class 5 felonies. Mr. Koenig will be sentenced to 3 years in the Department of Corrections for each. These counts will run concurrent to all other counts. For counts 8 through 10, Mr. Koenig, these are Class 1 misdemeanors. Mr. Koenig will be sentenced to 364 days in jail. This time has been served. These sentences are concurrent to all other sentences. And for counts 7, 11 through 13, 15, 18, and 19, these are Class 2 misdemeanors. Mr. Koenig will be sentenced to 120 days in jail. This time has been served. Each of these counts runs concurrent to all other counts. The bottom line is that Mr. Koenig will be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, plus 60 years consecutive to one another. Mr. Koenig will receive 769 days of pre-sentence confinement credit. Anything else today for the people?
No, Your Honor.
Or the defense?
No, thank you.
Mr. Koenig's sentence will begin now. Court is in recess.